All right.
Cool. All right. Hey guys, this is Rob, obviously here, and I've got a special guest today. His name is John Olson. John is another awesome Facebook advertising service provider. So he does Facebook ads for clients just like we do. And in addition to that, he's also a fantastic salesperson, and that's something that we sort of have talked previously about. We sort of, John, you and I have sort of swapped some, tips, things that are working for us out there when we're trying to sell Facebook ads as a service, and that's
Yeah.
how we met. And so,
hmm
so I'll let you talk here in a minute, but just to give people a
Okay.
quick background, why don't you tell people sort of who you are, where you live, and what you're doing?
Okay. I live in South Florida in a little place called Pompano Beach, right above Fort Lauderdale. Been here for almost 2 years now, and I've been in business for it's going on 40 years pretty soon.
Wow.
And I've sold all kinds of things. I've sold real estate. I've sold chiropractic services. I've sold toothbrushes. I can't even remember all the things I've sold. One day I sat down and figured it out. Right-of-way services, forestry equipment, vehicles. One day I sat down and I figured it all out as best I could. I've sold somewhere like over $21 million worth of stuff in my career.
Wow.
So
Okay. So
either for myself personally or for other people. So I
that's
love selling.
Yeah, no, I do
Yeah.
too. I don't, like every day I have to sell. I have to sell something to somebody. Like, even if it's just giving value, I feel like that's part of, the sales process nowadays. And so I really enjoy it.
Yeah.
Good
hmm
stuff. So you're a seasoned veteran, and how long have you
Yeah.
been doing Facebook ads?
Probably for about 8 or 9 months, I
8 or 9
think,
months. Okay,
something
cool.
like that.
Yeah, so,
So
so not very
just
long.
not too long. Yeah.
Okay, good. So let's jump right into the meat of it. Now that people sort of
Okay.
know who you are and what you do, give
Okay.
give folks a little bit of context because you posted something in the group,
Right.
and tell us what you posted, and then we can pick up where what happened. You can tell us what happened after that.
Okay. So what I did was I decided I was going to. I've been thinking about this for a while, but I'm just like I don't want to do it like cold calling. It's like just I can do it. I know I can do it, but I just like I don't want to. I'd just rather have people calling me, right? So I
Yeah.
thought, you know what? I'm just going to do something different today, and I decided to cold call. Now, this kind of built up to this day because I found this guy on the internet that started a company. I think it was back in 2010, selling websites,
Hmm.
and he started his company cold calling. That's all I did. And so he had this. I downloaded not his program because he just was giving this information for free, but how he did it. So he scheduled so many calls per day, and if they didn't answer, that counted. But he scheduled like 50 calls a day. All right. And so then he gave this script, what he would say to the people, and I read through that and I started thinking through it. And I thought, you know what, I could modify that script and make it fit this.
Yeah.
And he gave his numbers and everything, and he gave the disclaimer. He says, "Hey, look, I hate selling. I'm not a salesperson. I'm a computer geek, right?" So I
Yep.
thought, hey, I love selling, so I ought to have a
A
leg
good
up
go
on
with
this
this.
guy, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I took his program and I rewrote it, and I started using it this morning. And it worked just like I thought it would. So I called, and here's basically what you do. You introduce yourself. It's important. There's a couple to three things they want to know right off the bat.
Yep.
First of all, you need to give them your name.
Okay.
Who are you? Rather than just calling and saying, "Hey, is the owner available?" That's what most salespeople do. So you call and you give them your name, and then you tell them how you found them. So, hey, I found you guys on a Google search, and I'm a local business owner in my town, and I saw a potential fit between our businesses. And so now they're curious. They're like, what? What does that mean? It sounds like money coming my way or something, but
Yeah.
it's different than what everybody else is doing.
Yep.
And so then I'll go on and say, now, when I'm talking to them, I don't know exactly who I'm talking to. So is it the owner? Is it a manager? Or is it a receptionist? Who is it? Is it a person with authority? We don't know. So I'll go on there and I says, hey, look, I'm not sure who I should speak with, but normally I talk with the business owner or the marketing director. Can you help me with that? And bam, they love that. They say, well, I'm the owner, or no, I'm not the owner, but here's the owner's name, or and the information just comes back through because you've already lowered the fear factor. They
Okay.
feel like they
So,
kind of know you a
hey,
bit.
John, before you get into this, because this is really good stuff, but give people the
Yeah.
context of why, like, why were you doing this in the first place? Because, like, you had mentioned in the Facebook group, your comment was what? You said that you took my framework and matched it with this and went and did a cold call,
Right.
and tell people the end result first. Like, what did you walk away with this from? Because that's important to me.
Okay. So the first thing I started off, and this took like 15 minutes.
Yeah.
First two calls, no answer.
Yep.
Now, when you get an answering machine, I don't even leave a message.
Yep.
Why? They're not going to call you back anyway.
Totally.
So what I've been doing is keeping records of who doesn't answer, because I don't want to burn through good numbers. I want to go through there and call them, right? So the third one I call and I get an owner. All right, I go through just what I told you, introducing, and she says, "Well, what do you do?" Okay, this is important that you have a good statement here, right? So I said,
But before you tell us that part, right? The outcome of that was that you got a what?
Oh.
Yeah, that's what I'm alluding to.
I got a demo.
You have a demo appointment scheduled with her, the third person that you called.
The third person I called was the first actual human being I spoke to.
Yep.
I got a demo for Monday.
Okay, good. So that's why I wanted to get John on the phone, everybody, was because the third person that he called, he got a demo with. He's going back to have an in-person meeting with her. And as we all know, if you can get somebody in person, you're probably going to close them, especially if you're new. That helps a lot, right? Mm-hmm. And John will get into the details of this. I'm going to walk him through sort of the script and how this worked. But he also pre-qualified her based on the same 4 criteria that I give you guys in the group for whether they're a good fit for Facebook ads or not. And so he combined his cold call strategy with the 4-part criteria. And now he's got a hot prospect. He's got a demo with her. He knows she's got the criteria. So this is looking really good. This is looking like a new client is coming your way. Right, John?
Right.
Cool. So now take us back. I'm sorry.
So what I did was, I'll give you a couple of the objections came in right away, right?
Okay.
And so she says, "Well, what do you do?" And I says, "Well, I am a direct response marketer. I specialize in working with yoga studio owners to put clients in their studio using a sales funnel, with a combination of sales funnel and using Facebook advertising to bring people to that funnel and collect them as leads and turn them over to you. That's what I do." He says, "Well, we kind of already do that. I've already got this landing page, and I know how to do Facebook." And I'm thinking to myself, you can't argue with them. You got to just be complimentary, because if you say, "Hey, you don't know what I know because I specialize in this," you shoot yourself in the foot right there. So I says, "I'm sure it's wonderful, yeah." But I says, "You know what? You'd be thrilled to know something." I says, "I can build this landing page and have people in your studio within just a couple of days." I says, it won't take long at all. She says, "Well, I don't know. Now, why don't you show me somebody else's you've done?" I says, "I've got something even better than that. I'm going to go ahead and build you a funnel."
Nice.
A funnel, and it won't cost you a thing.
Nice.
And I says,
what did she say?
Cost you a thing.
What did she say when you said that?
She says, "Really?" I says, "Yeah." And I says, and I used your 4 qualifiers as a takeaway.
Yep.
All right, this is takeaway selling. I says, "Unfortunately, not everybody qualifies, and I'm going to have to know a little bit more information about you, because I only work with people that I feel like I can bring success to. And if you're not structured properly, I'm not going to be able to help you." So
nice.
See, this is where I'm like pulling it back now.
Right.
Because, people tend to chase those things that are moving away from them.
Sure.
And she says, "Well, what do I got to do to qualify?" I'm like, "Glad you asked." So I went through the 4 criteria, and I says, "Well, let me ask you a few questions." I says, "This won't take long." And we went through the whole 4 things. And I says, "Congratulations." I says, this looks good." Mm-hmm. Well, then she starts backing up a little bit, because now she's getting a little excited.
Yeah.
And I says, "Hey, look." I says, "Look at it this way." I says, "All you have to do is risk $100. I got to risk building a funnel for you." I says, "I'm going to build the advertising campaign for you. I'm going to have several hours of work in here." And I says, "And then we're going to turn it on, and you're probably going to get a lot of new clients. And each one of those clients, I'm just guessing, probably worth over a year's time, maybe $1,000, $500 at minimum. Yep. What if you get 10 of those?" And all you have to invest is $100 in Facebook advertising. I said, now the risk is more on me than it is on you. I said, so let's look at this. Let's say you get 10 clients. You made $10,000. You paid $100 on Facebook advertising. Let's say it's a bomb. The whole thing blows.
Yeah.
You lose $100 and you're mad at me.
Yeah, that's yeah. We part as friends. Like, at least we tried. Now you know that doesn't work for $100, right?
Yeah, yeah.
I just
So
saved
she
you a bunch.
says,
Yeah,
I'm on with that. So I told her, I said, there's no obligation. No, I said, if we do this and it's a success and you still don't want to do it, then all I'd ask you to do is give me a video testimonial that, hey, John did this. It was great. We got new people in our studio, blah, blah, blah. And I'll use that to encourage other people to get involved with me.
Now tell me a little bit more about what she said. What were her responses to the 4 criteria? So I'm sure people want to know that. So the first one is how much does what's her average new member value? Did she say how much she charges per month or as a startup fee or anything like that?
Let's see, where did I put this all now?
Like, did she tell you? Was she like, oh yeah, it's $200 a month, or?
Yeah. It was something like $100 and some a month or something like that. And then I asked her about her sales process when a new person comes in.
Okay, so that's number 2.
How do you get them? Yep. You get them involved.
So she answered
I
the
looked
phone.
At her site. Yeah.
Yep. Okay.
And I said, well, have you got somebody else that can handle this too when you're not available? Oh yeah. I got a couple other trained people and yada yada.
Love it.
I also noticed she had some e-commerce going on. She had some things for sale on her site and in her studio.
Beautiful. So there. Yeah, we can use those to motivate people to come in and take up the free trial, right? Like that's part of the strategy.
So she had free trial opportunity. It had been tried and proven. Another thing.
So that's 3. Was she understands offers.
The video.
And the
video is a little weak.
Okay.
But I'm like,
so
maybe I can help her with that.
Yeah. And so here's something that I've been telling everybody to go and do. And especially if you're new and you need a case study, so you can either charge for this or throw it in for free if this is your first campaign and you need a case study from it. But what I always say, especially if you're able to go down in person, is to take out your phone and show them the free YouTube Director app, right? And say, now listen, I don't know if you've ever paid for a professional quality video before, but I can make one on your iPhone. If you're willing to get started and pay my retainer for me, with me, I'll make this for free for you. Or if you want to just pay me a couple $100 to do it, I can create a video that turns out like this, and you just play here what the videos look like within the YouTube app, and say, I'll spend 2 hours down here with some very basic equipment, and we'll create something that looks like this together. Just talk about the outcome, and say I'm just going to use my cell phone and maybe a little lavalier mic, like a $10 wired lavalier mic. And that's it, and you can help them with the storyboarding and the script. And the net result of that is you've got a video that you can use for the funnel, and they can use that for their website or whatever, their whole business. They can use that for their business. Very high perceived value that will bring. And they'll be like, wow, this guy John is really helpful and kind of indispensable. Like nobody else has offered to make me a video for free or for a couple $100 and have it ready same day. Nobody does that.
Right.
So that's something you can use in your tool belt and use it at will as either a closing tool or a way to generate some extra cash, or you can even use it as an upsell and just be like, hey, look, like if they're ready to go, you can say, great. So what I charge is $1,000 a month. We'll get you going. What I can also do if you get started today is shoot a high quality video for you. That's usually $500 for just $250 if you want to do that as well. So you can use that a lot of different ways, right? But that fourth component, video, is so important for your funnel. You have to have a good video for it to, it's just going to help. It's going to like triple your conversion rate or something. So really smart of you, John, to go ahead and do that. So where are you at now with the relationship? So when are you going back to do the demo with her?
Okay, the demo will be done online, but it'll be on Monday at 11 o'clock.
Okay, so she does not live close to you?
She lives in the same town. But,
okay.
But it might be better for me to go over there, I guess.
Oh, no,
but
you can do it
I
either
just
way.
set it up and do it online.
I actually prefer to do it remotely like this because if you can get it done anyway, it saves you all the time. But
Yeah.
If you end up doing the video thing with her, like that's something that I would talk with her about when you do the demo online. Is say, if she's a little squirrely about getting started or whatever the case might be, you can be like, well, you know what, I don't usually do this, but I have this tool in my back pocket that I could pull out and come down and help you with that. Is that something that's valuable to you? She should go, fuck yeah, right?
Yeah, really. Yeah, because her videos are, I don't know, boring. They got like 35 views and stuff like that. Nobody's watching them. So
no, man. Yeah, you gotta have a good video for that. So okay, good. So what do you think you're gonna charge when you go in and you present this to her in the demo? If you don't mind sharing.
Probably this. Yeah, no, I don't mind. This one's kind of a small one, and this is a new niche for me. So probably just the first one here, maybe like $500 a month, but maybe that's too little. But this is just the first conversation I've had with her. I guess a lot depends on this test run. If we spend $100 on advertising and she gets a boatload of clients in there, price just went up, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So I always try to get about $1,000 a month because it's worth it.
Okay.
Like if she's going to do a month's worth of ads, like she'll make that back with it, like you said, with one new member, right? And then she'll make her ad spend back with half a new member. If you spend $500, which is about, probably what you'll end up spending. So I would start there and then give yourself that room to go down. So I would say, well, I normally charge $1,000 a month, but let's just see how the campaign goes, right? And let's run it and see how well it does. And then that gives you a little bit of a doorway to lower it if it's not stellar results for her. And if she's a smaller club anyway, I mean, I have a couple clients that I still charge $500 a month with that were from a new vertical that I entered. So that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. Still good money.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Good stuff.
Now I found, I got through to a rather big yoga club. They've got 3 locations. And so I got the gatekeeper to give me the marketing director's email. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and build them a funnel ahead of time because I can pop them out in less than 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Right. So build it ahead of time, make a video, send it to them, and say, let's talk.
Love it.
So that's how I'm going to approach that one.
I love it.
Than try to email and get them to email me back. It'll probably get lost. This way, something might happen.
Yep. And
each one is probably going to have to be different.
For sure. And does that larger yoga studio, the 3 location studio, do they have all 4 criteria? Or do you know?
You know what? That's a good question. I got so excited I forgot to look. I believe so, though. Their website's a killer website. I mean, it's awesome. So I'd have to go through there.
Okay. So
but I believe
what I would do is just do as much web research as you can, and maybe just call the front desk and act like you're somebody who's calling for information about a class, and see how they handle that, right? And don't waste their time, but just find out what kind of, like, how helpful they are. Are they trying to get you in for your first, just tell them, hey, I'm thinking about coming in, but I've never done this before. Like, how's this work? Just ask open-ended questions and see how helpful and how good their sales process is. And then almost all of the rest of the information you can find on their website typically. So check it out. See what they got.
Right. Okay. Yeah, that's a good point. I forgot. That's a good way to make sure that they've got them though. But I'm pretty sure it looks like a really cool studio.
Yep.
And if they got 3 locations, and they're very expensive locations too.
Okay, good. Okay, good. So, all right, man. Well, listen, sure I don't want to take up too much of your time because you're a productive guy.
Okay.
And
all righty.
Here's what I'd like to do if you're open for it. I want to go ahead and post this in the group. This is about a 20-minute call. And then what I want to do is, if you wouldn't mind sharing, like, after these deals close, or I'd love to follow up with you and just hop on real quick and hear what happened after all this activity.
Okay.
Does that sound good?
Sounds good. Yeah.
Dude, thank you so much for sharing, John. And if you guys are in the group seeing this, well, actually, that's the only place I'm going to put it. Since you're in the group watching this right now, guys, please give John a huge thank you for sharing, because he's a guy just like us. He's just donating his time to help us out, basically. So thank you for the 20 minutes he's dedicated to this, and then we're excited to hear what happens, man. I know you're going to close at least one of these guys.
Alrighty, I have to, man. We're getting down to my last can of sardines over here.
There you go, buddy.
Make some money.
Love it. All right, man. We'll talk soon, John. Thank you.
Alrighty. Okay. Talk to you later.
Bye-bye.
Bye.